Hey folks, welcome to the Pipnotic Symposium on the 12th of August 2024. Just going to run through a couple of ideas, things I'm looking at. We'll start off with silver. This is something that I've been watching for a wee moment. So I'm hoping now to get in somewhere down here. We might not even make it that far. We just jumped to the buy zone, just shy of the buy zone here, and this is where we seem to have turned. But I'm kind of keen on trying to get in down here. I don't know if we'll do it now. We've already violated this high here, and so I mean we had this price structure which I like, so we move below this low, seeking liquidity. We're breaking the structure of price, so we have market structure failure here. We have a high, low, lower, high, lower, low, so we can connect this here. You can see how prices are trading above that, and now we've just managed to move above this high here. So yeah, I'm not sure if we're going to get down here. We seem to be in a hurry to move away, but we do have this buy zone just here. As you can see, as a matter of fact, it's not right from the top of the edge to this one here. This is the buy zone, and we didn't quite get there, but we turned around, which is unfortunate. So maybe we missed that one, but we have some news this week, so maybe we'll see prices kind of whack down into here, then stabilize, and then move away. That'd be nice. Then we'd rebalance this little price inefficiency. We don't want to get too high up here, because then we would have reached, for example, if we get up to here, that would be kind of unfortunate, because then we might have reached the other end of the book that would maybe set the supply and demand equation out of balance and push things a little bit lower, because we are, as you can see, kind of moving lower. So I was just hoping for a move back up to kind of equilibrium here somewhere, but not sure if that's going to happen. But we'll keep an eye on it. Still got my alarm going, so we'll wait and see. Let's have a look at the pound. Swiss franc, which I'm also watching apparently. Got a bunch of these on there. Yes, so what I'm looking at here is what I look for is I'm looking for like major market structure. We have lower highs and lower lows. We've got that on the weekly chart. Here we move below this low here, and we have some inefficiency above price just here, and so what I would expect to happen is, let me see on the weekly where we are. Okay, so we have this area here. So we had this here. We had the sell zone here, which was tested. Now it's gone. The origin of the move that moved through this area here is down here. So I don't know, we can go like that. And we went through that, so now we kind of poked, we moved below this low here. We kind of found some fresh liquidity at the bottom of the book, and now we are looking to potentially rebalance this price inefficiency just here. So I'm guessing that we're probably going to be drifting higher in the pound Swiss franc medium term, looking on the weekly chart. So what we do now is we just look for price structure to break down the smaller time frames, and that was a weekly chart. And so I'm looking now to begin to buy. And where would we do that? Well, we would look for, we've got this little spot right here, which is nice. We have price inefficiency. We have the buy zone established right there. Okay, so if prices do manage to come down into here, this would be an interesting spot to begin to buy, also because we are printing higher highs and higher lows, and so I'd like to see like a complex pullback into here, or even here, before we begin to move away. But we'll have to wait and see. We just kind of moved above this high here. If we manage to close below that, that would give us an indication that we are probably going to head down to the opposing side of the market and rebalance this price inefficiency. Yeah, so that's what we have there for that. We have the Kiwi Canadian dollar as well, which is also on the radar. What do we have here? So I mean, what I like to do is I like to look at the really big time frames, the orange and the purple, and I like to look for closes outside of a range of a previous, and ideally I really like when we have like a candle like that. I like it like a candle like wick like this, for example, and then I like on the next candle, if we look like this, for example, I like the high to go above this previous one, and I want the candle, the close of this one, to be within the range of the previous, or just below the high. And if I see that on the daily, weekly, for example, then I know that we have a negative bias. This is something that I kind of like to look for. And for the time being, you can see here that we had negative bias on this candle. We went down, and now we tested kind of the bottom here. This is the origin. We have a low, high, low, high, low, high, high, and then we tested kind of the origin of this move here, and now we're rejecting. So I'm thinking that we'd probably go, this is on the monthly chart, of course, this is a much longer term. So what I'm thinking will happen is that, we will maybe begin to continue to wriggle higher. We had like prices moved down inefficiently, we moved up inefficiently, then we stabbed into that, closed much higher on the top end of the candle, and now I think we're probably going to continue high. So if we go to the daily chart, you can see this is that push down into, we almost got to this buy zone just here, we failed, we moved up here, and then we started to consolidate, testing these highs, as prices will likely begin to drift higher from here. But above price we have this little daily zone. We have the sell zone established, a nice blank space between the supply and the sell zone, so prices will probably gravitate towards this just here. But there's plenty of room in here for trading as well. So if you go to the on the smaller time frames and just look with a long bias, we can see here, this is a 4-hour chart where we've rebalanced this move here, where we've had something like this. Okay, prices, we went up to here, went down, we went up, we moved above here. Okay, now prices came up, we came down to that area roughly, we stabilized, and then we inefficiently moved higher, we gapped lower. And so I'm thinking this has been addressed, this here has been mitigated, as you can see, and so I'm thinking prices managed to come down to this price structure, at least to the low of the buy zone just here. I think we'll see some rallies above. But what I have not seen this be removed yet. I'd be much happier buying if this was already gone, and so you just have to be a little bit careful and wait for perhaps for some confirmation. If we go on the hourly chart and have a wee look, you can see the same thing in much more detail. Prices are still kind of stuck in this little formation like so. So prices are getting squeezed. I'm guessing they're going higher from here because we have a level top and we have an increasing low kind of slope. So I'm thinking the prices will continue to do this before they finally pop out. But yeah, so there's not a lot to do there for the time being. This would be an interesting place to sell, I think, for the reasons I discussed just a second ago. You've got to be careful here as well, though, selling, because we are kind of moving up in an upward trend. But yeah, anyway, not a lot to do there. Pound Kiwi, let's have a look here. Okay, so yeah, I like this. We have a pretty bullish situation here where we've managed to, actually, before I get too excited, see, I said bullish, but we did not close above this high, so we do not have a bullish. We have bearish until we meet the opposing side of the book, which is, we had here, we got this little zone in here, we had the buy zone established, we poked into that pretty deep. So I think prices are probably going to come down into here before we continue kind of in this general direction here. So I think if prices manage to come down here somewhere, I think that would be a pretty interesting, or maybe even just here. No, I'd want to come below that. I'd want to come below this because this is still exposed, because there's no market structure here that would lend to a bit of support there. So I'd wait for prices to come back to the demand, which is down here in this base, and this is the pound Kiwi. This is the daily chart. Okay, moving on. We've got the Kiwi American dollar. Sorry, before I do that, I think it's already going to jump. We have this. That was a daily supply here with the sell zone established just here. So we've got our little zone just in here. We have the sell zone established just here. So I think price is pushing up into here, between here and here. I think this would make for a pretty interesting sell scenario as prices move back down to this little price nodule just here. That's what I just wanted to say to finish up the pound Kiwi. On the Kiwi versus the American dollar, what do we have? Yeah, so we have, okay, prices managed to come below here, but we did not close below downward sloping trend line, so we're kind of getting squeezed a wee bit. Let's go on the weekly chart and have a look. Yeah, we have efficiency above price, and we've tested this this low without closing below it, so I'm guessing we're going higher from here shorter term. And I actually quite like this. We've got a little zone in here, around here somewhere. Okay, we've got the buy zone established, so I think, just here. So I think if prices manage to come back down here, this would probably lend to a bit of support. As I said on the previous chart on the pound Kiwi, which I wasn't saying, like testing, and then a break, and then a retest, and then maybe a bit of a deeper retest here. We have moved above these highs here and here, so I think if we have some news that drives price down in here, I think that would make for a pretty interesting buy trade there. Let's have a look here on the Kiwi Swiss franc. Okay, here, I mean, on the monthly, we're cutting lower pretty aggressively, pretty inefficiently, as you can see here on the weekly. We've had some we're seeing price break down pretty inefficiently. We tested something here. We need to see what that is. So let's go to the monthly. Maybe is there anything there? No, I don't have anything on the monthly. So this is pretty low, and there's a lot of rejection from this price point here. So I'm guessing that this is going to retrace and gravitate higher to rebalance this price inefficiency. There's not a lot there. Maybe on the 4 hour we've got something. Yeah, so on the 4 hour, I really like when you have, we've got like a pretty busy kind of zone here. Maybe looking like this. And what we have here, which I like, is where we had a zone, sell zone established, tested, removed. The origin of that is just down here. Sell zone, or sorry, the buy zone is established just here. So moves back into this area here, I think would make for a pretty interesting long scenario as prices continue to rebalance. Yes. Okay, so that's what I think there. Again, the euro pound, this is another one I'm watching. Okay, so here we have, yes, we have like a little zone here, like this. We've got our buy zone established here. So prices managed to come down. I would like that, and I really like it again when you have kind of that buy zone that's established at a place where we had historical tested and consumed supply or demand. This is a pretty interesting spot, and so I think I'd be pretty keen on beginning to get in around here somewhere. I marked off this chart here, as you can see. So I think should prices come back down to here, which they're on their way to now, I think we could see a reaction somewhere in here. If we take it down to the 4 hour and have a bit of a deeper look. That's my sun in there. Okay, so looking for price inefficiencies. So we have this mark here. This is pretty efficient, but we do have discrepancies a little bit in here, as you can see, and I think the rest has been dealt with, and we've had. Okay, so what we have here, before I do anything, I want to jump on the daily. Yeah, so right here, we just tested this. We did not manage to close above it, so that means that we are likely bearish. We're trading higher. We're seeking liquidity at the top of the book above this high here, which is very typical. And what we've done in the meantime is we've created like a nice price inefficiency. So I'd expect prices to pull back and then move lower. When I see something like this, I like to see high, low, a higher high, a lower low, and then I like prices to kind of dig in, which they did already here, but I'd like them to have another go, maybe a little bit of a deeper move here. And if we were to try and find that deep move, let's try to mark it here. Alright, kids cutting coconuts down. Dad, don't go outside, it's raining coconuts. Alright, buddy, thanks for the heads up. Don't want a coconut in the head. That'll do some damage. Yeah, so I think if we look at this, we have this whole block here of price, this whole price structure with a nice kind of cut through there. A little bit of demand, we rallied higher above all of these, came out, we tested it, we came down to it, we distributed, then we removed everything. We did so very inefficiently, but we're very set up for moving lower, so I think that the prices could easily rebalance, revisit the top of the book, and then as you saw on, I think it was a 4 hour, yeah, then we could readdress some of this which needs to be done, at least to here and potentially down to here. Okay, so that's what we have there, so keep your eyes on that. And yeah, that's it for the time being. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks so much for watching.